I took my friends out on a boat. We went out on a boat. We rented a boat. And it's nice. I was a good friend of their father. I was actually more friends with their father than them. I like them. But their father was great. He had 3 Dewees and a Bewee, boating while intoxicated. And I got in 2 boating accidents with this man. He was so fun, I got in a second boating accident with him. That's how fun he was. The kids are fine. Now, he's no longer with us, R.I.P., and his children, who are great, were with me, and we all went out on a boat. I said, I'll get a boat, and we'll go out on a boat. And, we drive around. We look at these houses at Shelter Island. Even if I had... But then you're up there on that cliff. I don't know if I like the cliff or if I don't. I can't decide whether it's good to have the house on the cliff or not. It's long walk to the beach and that... All right, yeah. Okay. But here's the reality. I realize this. Now, the boat had this nice couple, I think they were dating. They were probably fucking at the very least, and they explained to me their lives. And I feel like these are the lives most people need to live. And then we'll get into some news and some current events and what's happening. Alligator, Alcatraz, whatever. But I think what we need to do is start directing people into the lives they need to live. Actually, truly, it's going to be a tough 10 years for most of you. Most of you have no idea what's about to happen to you. Some younger people listen to the show. Listen up, public service announcement, truly. I'm not kidding. This is a special time of to check in. July 4th to me is always a check-in. How are we doing? How's the country doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing as you light that meth pipe on the couch? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like and subscribe. Support the Patreon. But education means nothing. Let's just be honest. Being a smart person in our society has almost no value. In fact, it's annoying. Most people don't even like it. It's off-putting. In fact, if you're smart and don't have a lot of money, people will actively hate you. I grew up with people that were like somewhat intelligent and had nothing to show for it. That is like the least American quality ever. Knowledge for the sake of it. I'm an armchair philosopher. I can expound on many things, but I have nothing. That doesn't work here. That's maybe a European trait. I don't know maybe that's an Irish thing. You sit there in Dublin with a pint and chat and talk. That doesn't work here in this country. So I just do want to tell people that if you're planning on that, like I have a cousin who's like that. He's like, are you reading anything? I'm like, you are homeless. And I didn't really like that. I found it to be like pop fiction. That's not what I like. Okay. That quality of if that's your plan, to just be like smart and well-read and a good conversationalist, you are fucked. I'm telling you, you are shot. There is nothing left for you if that's your plan. I know a lot of people that's their plan. They are so in love with their, and they tell people where they've traveled. Another thing, traveling. If that's your bag, you are shot. If you think you're going to get ahead in life telling people where you've been, you are done. Everyone travels and no one cares. No one cares where you've gone. No one cares about your photo. The dumbest people I know are invariably the most well-traveled. They're constantly hopping from Ibiza to the south of France, to Italy, to Greece, and they know nothing. They couldn't tell you one thing about any of those countries. Best case, they remember a dessert they had in Spain. That's it. They know nothing. Constantly jet setting is not only immaterial, I'm sure it's lovely and fun, and I've hopped around. It's fun to hop around, but it's ultimately meaningless. If you think you're going to spend your 20s traveling and gaining experiences that are going to be valuable later in your life, you're shot. You're shot. Truly. So education, you're shot. Traveling and gaining experiences in the world, you're shot. If you think that you're going to invent something that hasn't been figured out before, you are shot. What are you, nuts? We have that. Oh, yeah? Oh, what's the app do? Shut up. We have it. Oh, you haven't heard of it? We've got it. I use it. It's on here. If you think you're going to invent something that someone hasn't thought of, you're shot. It's not happening. If you think you're going to make a friend whose parents own a business and they're going to then put you in a position of power within that business, that might work. I don't know. But ultimately, for the vast majority of you, statistically, you're shot. You're not going to make that friend. That friend doesn't want anything to do with you. You don't bring enough to the table. So if you think you're going to, oh, well, my circle of friends, I have a great circle of friends. You hear these people? My circle of, I know a lot of people. The biggest bum is always pointing out who they know. That's the biggest bum thing ever. Well, my friend's mother used to work for a rich guy, and he always brought it up. He'd be like, well, my mother works, I forget his name, I'm not going to use his real name, but he's like, Mr. Miller owns a lot of property, and my mother takes care of it for him. You're shot. You're shot. Listen to me now, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to work on a boat. You're going to work on a boat. This is what you're going to do. Between the months of June and September, you're going to work on a boat. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, you're going to work on a boat. And then you're going to go down to Florida and continue to work on a boat off season. But in Florida, it's actually on season. The vast majority of people in this country are going to be struggling against forces they cannot even comprehend, that I can't comprehend. Things like AI that are going to transform our entire society. You're going to work on a boat. You're not starting a business. You're not going to run a hardware store. You're not going to invent something. You're not going to start a profitable restaurant. The novel you're writing sucks. You're not going to do any of the things in your mind that you think you were going to do. You're going to work on a boat. And it's not bad. There's a certain type of person in this country. They're in pretty good shape. They actually are pretty good shape. They're good looking and not great looking, but there's a high fuckability factor to them. They start drinking young and realize that is how they connect emotionally with the world. They take shots out of little plastic shot glasses, and then in a bar called, like, I don't know, like Shark Bar or the Land Shark or something, they have like dirty white sneakers, and they're just getting crazy to Tiesto's song, The Business. And they're drinking, and they see their girls, and their guy. This type of person is the person who's watching hours and hours and hours of Love Island. They can't get enough of it. They want to discuss it. Not only is it on, but they want to talk, they want to discuss it. Because they want to be on it. That's the holy grail for this type of person, is to be on a show like Love Up where they can be an animal for money. That's the goal of a lot of what we've created here, is people that are just looking to be an animal for money. They go, I'm fucking sucking, drinking, snorting, shooting, dancing. Anyway, why not do this for money? And all of those people have actually, you know, it's the Below Deck show on Bravo. It's any of that. You're going to work on a boat. You're going to take people out on the boat. You're going to tell them about your life and that it's good. And in your head, that Tiesto song, The Business, will keep playing. It will never not be in your head. And it will be a low hum like a brain tumor. But it'll be the Tiesto song, The Business. Get down to business. And you will think, when you're on the boat, you'll look out at the horizon and it's going to be really pretty. And you're going to say, yep, I started this just out of high school. And I said, I'll just do it for summer. 8 years later. and you will live in a bottle. And you will go out and dance, and you will have a good life. It is a good life. It is a good... Shut up. Stop asking for more than this. All of this shit is boring. I have dinner with these people all the time who run the world. They're boring. It's boring. Stop it. You're gonna work on a boat. It's not even fun, and you can't come anyway. So even if it was fun, you're not invited. You can't come, but it's not fun. So know that. You go on the boat. You help people onto the boat. You talk to them while they're on the boat. I mean, this is your life now. You learn about the sea. It's a thing. It's an actual thing. You're part of this, like, lineage of people. Are you Captain Ahab? Whatever. Maybe not. But you work on a boat. That is what you do. And every night you get drunk. Every night you get drunk. At different bars, and you become friends with the bartenders in this area where you work on the boat. And when your parents ask you what you're doing, and they say, you age, you're gonna age. Because the sun and the booze, you age a little bit. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You're going to be a drunk old witch who works on a boat. But you got to stay hot for as long as you can. You got to stay hot for as long as you can because you're selling the image of, being like kind of a boat wench, a pirate wench. And then there's going to be a guy who works on the boat, and you're going to fuck him. You're going to have sex with the guy that works on the boat. Neither one of you are going to have the emotional capacity to understand anything outside of the physical, and that's actually preferable and beautiful, and it's going to make a lot of sense. Your interactions with this person are going to be confusing because both of you lack the layers that would be needed to build and sustain something outside of this drunken life that you find yourselves on, but it doesn't matter. You don't want any of that. It's the next port for you. You're going to fall in love with somebody, and around Labor Day, it's going to be over. It's one last fuck, and then they're gone, and you're gone, and maybe you'll see them next summer, and maybe you won't. You're going to work on a boat. That's it. Oh, you're going to a SUNY school. I'm gonna be a prosecutor. Hey. You know what you're gonna do? Alicia? You're gonna work on a boat. And you're gonna have sex with the boat captain. And he's gonna get a tattoo. And you're gonna sit there while he does. Because this is the American middle class. You're not gonna have any kids. Who cares? You can be a mother. You're gonna be a mother? That's for the Muslims to have children. Okay? And the Hispanics. You are a white, tan, ship wench witch. And your job is to dance. And you're just gonna, because I was on a boat with these two people. They were lovely people. I actually liked them a lot. And I was blasting all these techno songs. And they were just driving this boat. And I rented a boat. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a boat. It was a 36-foot boat. It's not a small boat, but it's not a yacht where you don't see them. You're with them. It's me and my two friends. I wouldn't even get that house if I had that money. I wouldn't even get the house. Why would I get that house? I wouldn't even get that house. I don't even like that house. And them, and these two people, and you're just blasting techno. And they're just like, and they're going out because I activated them. I activated their deep core. And I think that's what Americans need to prepare for. The life you thought you were going to live is actually no longer available to you, but there are good lives and good options. And one of them is working seasonally on a boat, drinking heavily, and having a really fun summer. And you become the old person at the bar pretty quick, but who cares? The kids get a kick out of you. You're a cautionary tale. People go, we don't want to be like Becky. Doesn't matter. You're an old witch, but you remember the good times. You look at pictures of yourself. Your profile picture is you from 10 years ago on the boat. That's your profile picture, is you from 10 years. People think you died, actually. When people go to your social media, they think it's an in memoriam page. But that's it.